and the new dynamically wind profiled Sam, although that probably people who with sharp eyes would have noticed that from the last few stand-ups, is here again for you. It's AtlanticScrum. We have Zivko is back. Welcome back. While you've been away with Zivko, we've had Yana and Yong Min, and they've done a whole pull request, and now they're off on holidays. I think one of the things is with the AgileVentures is just getting people all in at the same time. Like we've also got this guy from who's in, I think he must be in Montreal or somewhere, but Jean-Pierre, and he keeps on coming in and like missing other people and so on. And it's I just sometimes feel like the trick would be to have, you know, achieving critical mass, you know, to have enough people in at the same time so that there was always a pairing opportunity for somebody. We did, you know, like a year ago, was it like a year and a half ago when we were running the MOOC, at one point there was like, we would regularly have like 8 or 9 people in the stand-ups, and we were having like 3 or 4 pairing sessions going at a time. And yeah, I mean, that was when I had more, I was working like, you know, not quite so intensely for Makers Academy. I think that's some of the life out of it. But yeah, anyway, yeah, well, let's start with you. You want to give us your updates and how things are going?
Yes, I'm kind of stuck at the moment at one point. Let me share my screen.
Please do.
So I've got the suggested heading from your client meeting from.
Yeah, all right. You were able to watch the video of the client meeting, yeah.
Yeah. So I've got them here. And they're all working manually.
Okay.
So I fixed the RSpec test as well, and we have a cucumber test. But when I changed the registered users, invite users to become admin, there is a test in the navbar is failing. The reason is it's looking for a path. So I've kind of here. Let me show you. So basically, this is the test, and I've just put P to see what the problem is. So this expectation here is failing because in our roots, we're kind of, that's our without users organizations, which this bit here.
Yeah.
And it's looking for that without users, and it's getting nil.
Okay.
And I've tried, if I comment out this expectation here, because our roots are set up in such a way that this is without users always. All tests are passing. So I didn't know what to do. And
sure. Yes, I'm looking. I've just moved you on another screen. I'm looking at the things you're showing me. What I'd say there is, now what you're doing, if you don't mind me giving you some feedback, is you're doing what you often do, which is that you, from the stand-up point of view, you often do this. You sort of dive in with telling me a lot of the details, and I think what you might want to do is let's back up here and let's say, right, so the like you have the thing that you're working on is you know, these UI changes, and you have a block from that. So that's one thing. Is that the only item on your agenda there?
At the moment, I'm focused. I was hoping to finish that today for an hour and then move to one of the other tickets, but that current path kind of took a lot of time today.
But that's great, and that's the thing is, what I'm trying to do is, before we get into the specifics of an issue, is identify the high-level structure, and then we can go into the thing. So, anyway, but that was actually, you know, relatively short. We identified that. I'll just give you my updates. Is I saw Jongmin on LocalSupport, talked to him about getting maybe some feature flags in for this new pull request that he and Yana have done. We still have, you know, we have not got to the bottom of sorting out Puffing Billy and just creating proper sandboxes for our system, and it's sort of, that's kind of dragging out, and I'm kind of thinking maybe I need to get more involved in that, because it's kind of, yeah, it's sort of a tricky thing about making sure that every aspect of the system is sandboxed. And while it's not, because it caused a little bit of a problem for Yana and Jongmin, or a little bit of confusion, and so I'm starting to wonder if that's what I should be focusing on. I have this part of this plan to fix up, to do a blog post on the repository pattern, and so on and so forth. We've got another AgileVentures projects. I just had the AutoGraders client meeting, got hooked up with WhatsApp with Richard Ilson, one of our instructors, and the AutoGrader is kind of Still having trouble, although it was sort of standing up. I don't know. I despair in some regards. We'll see if we can get that completely rebuilt in the new year. Yeah, so that's the things that are happening on my side. But yeah, so let's try and get to the bottom of your bits and pieces there. Yeah, so I mean if I reflect on what you were showing me, I would have said that the thing that I wanted to do, like the test that you're trying to run, can you go back to like where you run the test where it fails?
Yes.
Yeah. So here, like, are you like just hit up on the hit the up arrow key to show me what you ran there.
Okay, I've just run the test. Let me see.
But like, but is it failing in the cucumber or the RSpec?
Yeah, it's the cucumber. The RSpec, I made all RSpec tests.
Right. Okay. So it's the one there in the navbar feature. Okay. So like, but what you probably should be doing there is running a specific line within the navbar.feature thing. So you've got a specific. I'm just pulling up. Let me share my screen and I'll do this here. Which screen? Screen. That screen. Okay. Yeah, so here we go. I want to install the missing gems. Why not? Yeah, just install it. Okay, right. And so coming in here, so the test that you're running is in.
So the test I'm running is in
Navbar. Go on, sorry, say again.
17.
It's because let me see your screen over here. What is it? What's that? A navbar.feature, which is in which is that homepage? No.
It's the basic step RB.
But the high level feature won't be in basic steps RB.
Well, I can see that it's the navbar feature.
Yeah, but which okay, I found it. It's in admin. Yeah, okay. But so which one of these scenarios? Is it the scenario? Is this scenario outline?
Yes, scenario
this one on line 17. So you can put :7, like to run that more specifically. You can put the :17 on the end of your test. Yeah. So just go back to the command line.
How like that?
I can't see your command line at the moment. I can only see your text editor.
Hmm.
I don't know if your screen share has frozen for me. Maybe you may want to stop.
Yeah, I think maybe it got.
Yeah, I can see. Yeah, so like that. So if you put :17, that will run precisely that. Okay. So let's just see that running there. Okay. So scroll. I mean, this is like yeah. Scroll up there. Okay, so it's there. There's examples, link, and so it's failing on the first one. I mean, I can see it just fine. Actually, increase it like the. Anyway, it's fade on navbar feature line 18. It's had the super admin menu has a valid link. And if I on my one will go in. Okay, so
So I renamed the link invites users to become admin of organizations rather than organizations without users.
Right.
And the problem of expectation is it is looking for this route here without users.
Right. Okay. Yeah. No, I'm seeing the problem now. Because it's like if you look at my screen, I mean the problem is here is that what this is doing is it's having the link text. And then it's doing this. It's using this paths thing here to look up, and basically it's mapping these things here. Yeah.
I see.
Can you see that? Does that make sense?
Yeah.
Yes. So the point here is that I mean, there's a couple of different ways to do this. I think that the key thing here is like so you're changing it. Which is the one that you're changing? Organizations without users.
I'm just renaming it to be invite users to become admin of organizations.
Right. So have you changed that on line 36 in your code? If you go to that in navigation steps?
I've got the, oh, is there a navigation steps as well?
Yeah. Now the thing that's helping me navigate here is by using the Ruby mine, I can do Command B, and so I can jump immediately. Like I can see from this thing in basic steps where it says current path should equal paths, by doing Command B, I can jump almost immediately to this, you know, little muxing thing that we have. So yeah, if you can you see navigation steps? You scroll for a bit further down. Scroll on the left hand file editor thing. Scroll further down. You should be able to, you've got basic steps, go, yeah, and then navigation steps. You see navigation steps?
Oh, yeah.
So if you double click that, see there you've got line 24, you've got paths. So you've got here like organizations without users there on line 36.
Mm-hmm.
So you need the down case of what the new title you're giving it, and that will, you know, attach the, you know, I think that might fix your problem.
I see. Because I'm printing the path, so I'm downsizing the link. So that is the link.
Yeah. So if you copy that and you stick that in your the paths thing there in the I mean this, you know, I mean to be honest, I wonder like this is something that someone else has put in, and so I think on line 36, right, you want to replace organization without users with that downcase thing that you just copied in. Is I think that you know, we have some aspects of the way the steps have been coordinated that this is maybe not so easy to understand. Like in some ways, like I think that the navbar feature thing itself would be more comprehensible if, you know, we had the link and the URL. I don't know. It's anyway. Try running that and see if that works for you.
Yeah. Okay, so I've got one. I see. I've got one.
Let's move on to the next one. So basically, you'll need to do the same thing for all of those things in that path operation.
Okay, so I just got the registered users, which is all users. So this is this here. So they should all be passing now. Yeah. Ah, lovely. Thanks, Sam. Oh, I spent 2 hours. I still have troubles navigating around Cucumber steps.
Well, I think that yeah, Cucumber and the steps thing takes getting used to. There, I mean, it's an interesting thing here. I mean, what this kind of allows, if you look at my screen, is, you know, the less the more, what's the word? The more straightforward, I'd say slightly less convoluted way that would have allowed you to solve it earlier was if we had, you know, something like this, you know, in, I don't know what the actual things are, but whatever. You see what I'm saying?
Yeah.
Like if it had whatever it is, if it had been like this, you wouldn't have been confused by that, right? You would have.
I wouldn't. Yeah.
It would have been clear. I mean, there is one can then argue backwards and forwards about, well, you know, should we be like this is a acceptance test, so, you know, like not having these bits in this column in, you know, makes this sort of cleaner and more readable. It's got less technical stuff in there. There are all sorts of trade-offs there. I mean, this is one of the things that happens with Cucumber is that you end up with all of these steps files, which, you know, need pruning and cleaning and navigating and managing and so on. So, I mean, that's something to consider. You know, I mean, that would be the kind of thing, you know, I would say carry on. One could open a, you know, pull request. I don't know. I don't feel strongly enough either. Now that you understand it, you won't get caught by it again. Maybe it's going to be an issue for other people in future. It's the kind of thing, maybe if it came up again, you know, with someone else, we might be tempted to open a pull request to fix that up.
I find out that I spent more time trying to write a one line, like when or end line of Cucumber test. So I was thinking, it's on my list to do the Thomas workshop, but for any newcomers who haven't used Cucumber, do you have some kind of induction? Because basically it took me less than 10 minutes to make it working manually and locally, but when it came to fixing the navigation steps and etc., when we worked with Harry as well, we spent like 2, 3, 4, 5 hours just on 2 lines of Cucumber and trying to find our way around Cucumber. So yeah, I was thinking, would you recommend to review any materials? I want to review
specifically for Cucumber. I mean, what is it? What I would say is what we do have let me see. The thing that we have people for the MOOC, what we have, SaaS book. And so we have this site is the site for the SaaS book, and we have here, where's the cucumber one's gone? We've got, there we go. We have, yeah, I don't know that I have. I mean, the cucumber really, I got to grips with, you know, from all the materials in the MOOC. Do we have, if we go in here, right, I guess it's technically ended. In the courseware for here, we have a section on, oh, do I need to do like the final week thing? Didn't we wrap up final week? Yeah. Okay, and other things. And remember that, but BDC with Cucumber and Capybara, using public resources. Yeah, here we go. So this stuff. Yeah, and you know Capybara already. But so I don't know if these would be, yeah, the helpful resources there. That's, I think that's now moved, and that's that one already. But those are the key resources there that I'll put in. I mean, the other thing is like the key thing is kind of being what's the right word? Is like being, like you say, being stuck on that for 2 hours, but you weren't asking for help in here.
Yeah, well, I knew the stand-up would be coming soon.
Oh, okay. Oh, fair enough. Yeah, yeah. I mean, I think, like I say, for me, if I'm stuck on anything for like half an hour, I open a ticket and like let other people work on it. But anyway, yes. So let's go in here and we'll say, check out these cucumber resources. I mean, there's also the cucumber book. You know the cucumber book?
Yes, I know. Yeah.
Yeah. Is
it up to date though? Because I think it might have been outdated.
Yeah, I mean, I think both the cucumber book and the RSpec book are somewhat, you know, out of date. But I think that the RSpec book itself, if you can, you know,
I have a soft copy.
Yeah, I mean there's the cucumber book. I personally didn't work through this book so much. The one for me was the RSpec book. Yeah, which is kind of annoyingly out of date. It's RSpec 2, but the way it describes the use of RSpec in combination with Cucumber is priceless, I would say.
Okay, I see. I'll have a look. What you got me fired up was the refactoring the controller using a factory.
Oh yeah.
And I don't know design patterns. So what I'm reading at the moment is patterns in Ruby. This one. So
great.
my aim is to try to read that in the next 2 weeks.
Great.
At least when you say factory or do it like this, I know what's happening.
Yes, indeed. Have you've read the refactoring Ruby book? Right?
Well, I've read up to the half of it.
Oh yeah, then that's great. Yeah. If you're it's as long as you've got that as a kind of a base. Yeah. So design patterns in Ruby, excellent. Yeah, good. I'll tell you the book that I'm working through that partly inspired that repository pattern is this domain-driven design book. This one.
Okay. So
this is the one he talks a lot about. I mean, the interesting thing, I don't know if that Ruby patterns one necessarily covers repositories, which is not one of the basic patterns, but it's more one of the kind of enterprise level patterns. But yes, I think it's very interesting stuff there. Say again? Is
it this one?
Yes, I think it is.
Okay.
Yeah, that's a very dense book. But yeah, maybe finish that Ruby one first, and then.
And I was planning to look at, is it how you say it, Eloquent Ruby?
Yeah, that's another one. I haven't particularly worked through that book myself, but anyway, I better nip off now. What I will say is do try and I'm glad to be able to help, and do try and like I would say if you can like hook in David Venables, Jong Min, David Bebbs or Harry Venables or anybody. I think all of these things become easier when you're pairing. So I mean, you might say like you knew that the Hangout was coming up, but if you start chatting in the Slack, right, to mention that you're working, like I had no idea that you were working on that. I mean, I wouldn't have been able to pair, but just by saying, hey guys, I'm working on this one thing, and this thing is kind of just like, like vent. If you've got like an irritating little thing that you're working on, mention it in the Slack, and you never know, like in order to create the pairing sessions, you need to kind of like chat around the water cooler. You know what I'm saying?
Yeah. Well, I'm planning to do that in January because I'm flying to see my parents on Sunday. And then my kind of pairing online things when I'm back in Bulgaria is kind of...
Yeah, well, of course, at the end of the day, how you run it is entirely up to you.
Yeah, but
what I'm always hoping is to avoid people getting annoyingly stuck. And so that's just a sort of a general advice for, kind of keeping that chatter going. But at the end of the day, however you run it, entirely up to you.
Yeah, no, I'm definitely... Well, it's on my list to pair, but it's going to be when I can say yes on these days I can commit. Whereas now I'm here, there, and everywhere.
Sure. But then I think that but still, so doing the chatting thing is kind of the second best to the pairing. It's kind of, but yes. Anyway, it's all good. Nice one. All right. Well, maybe I'll see you tomorrow AM. Now you've got your.
Well, I'm going. There is a a party, Bulgarian party today. Is usually in Bulgaria it's called the Students' Day. Everybody going at the university, it's called the National Student Day. So there is a party starting from 10 o'clock to 4 a.m. in the morning.
All right. Well, I'll see you on Thursday then, or whenever you surface.
It will be the afternoon session.
Yeah. Okay. Good. I'll have fun, man. I'll see you tomorrow.
Thank you.
Bye for now.